The following is a presentation of the Marion Patriots Athletics Network.
This week's edition of the Patcast, sitting down with two new faces, head coach Shunda Johnson of the Lady Patriots, and we'll go with star player Miss Joy Montgomery. Good to have you on the show this week, girls.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right, so Coach, first things first, pretty exciting non-conference schedule, and we already got started with conference. Overall, early in the season, what's been your impressions of the team?
Well, we had the belief that our girls were able to execute and play fast on the offensive side. We were doing a very good job early on with defensive rotation, and we just knew, that this group could be special. If they just did what we've been saying lately, do simple better. So I think that that'd be okay.
Overall, the non-conference schedule, we talked about it a little bit, like with your trip to Dallas and just some of the other teams that have come to Patriot Arena as well. Who do you think some of the better challenges for the team were, and how do you think they answered it?
Definitely number 9 ranked. At that time, they were number 9 ranked Fort Smith Northside. Our girls played extremely well until down the stretch. I think we got a little fatigued, and Fort Smith has shot the ball extremely well. Northside did. Conway came in, and we played them without a couple of players and only lost by 10. They're kind of like a powerhouse in 6A. Then you have we played North Little Rock at North Little Rock, and they beat us by 10 as well. And, we just need to be able to finish games. We are very competitive. We just need to be able to finish games.
Already 2 games into the conference schedule, be playing Searcy by the time this episode comes out. First game against West Memphis. Obviously, the crowd is definitely plays a role in that one, it being here as well. How do you think your girls handled the crowd, and what do you think you could have done? What do you think you could have changed in that game?
Actually, momentum shift. Like West Memphis had the crowd early on, the first half, and then third quarter, we've been kind of like a second half team. Not really sure if that's our identity. I hope not. We've been starting slow. So, of course, we made our signature run. The third quarter, get back in the game. We actually captured the lead, got the crowd involved on both ways, and the game got tight. We just missed a block out. Just missed a simple block out, and again, we call her T-Baby. Tierra Bradley got a put back, and she made it. I think that what we did was we competed. I think we are probably. We definitely be better the second half of the season, and I don't think it'll be that easy. The way we played, we started slow. I think that we'll probably have all that stuff. I plan on have all those things taken care of, and then we'll be playing way better the second half of the season.
Joy, a game like West Memphis, this is your third year being a part of the rivalry. Is this a game that kind of separates itself from the others, or is it just another conference game to you?
It's another conference game to me. It's another conference game.
Is it fun to play in front of a crowd like that or at all, or do you kind of just block it out?
Both.
Yeah, I was about to say, you made some pretty clutch free throws, some pretty clutch shots as well in that game. Since it is just another conference game, can you walk me through a little bit of your mindset preparing for a game like that?
Well, I'm all about. Well, I'm a team player, so I try to get my team involved more, and then I step up to try to get the job done.
Very nice. Last night playing against the Nettleton Lady Raiders, you girls had a little bit of a size advantage in this one, but still it seemed like just not able to finish late in the game. You had players like Deidreana and Jayla Henderson who made some key differences. We talked about it a little bit last night, but just for the Patcast, what are some things that, what was your game plan coming into it, and how do you think you executed?
Okay, our game plan, because Nelson they have 4 shooters, 3 legit shooters, that can actually knock down a 3-point shot. So our game plan was to run them off the shot, and make them dribble drive, and then we were going to come over with our defensive rotation just to help. We also had planned on trying to get back and play as fast as they were, because they are really a quick team. We watched them on film, and they close out well. They try to speed you up, and I thought our girls were going to do a better job of handling that. What separated us from them last night was their outside shooting capability. If we take away 3 of the 3-pointers and we hit our free throws, and we missed a lot of layups last night around the basket. We're going to work on that today, and I think it puts in a different situation. I think that we could come out on top if they would just buy in and trust what the coaching staff and we're telling them.
Joy, a team like Nettleton, it seems like the last few years we talk about them in postseason play and chances to possibly win state titles. Going against a player like an Alana Eaton, is there an extra opportunity to kind of help raise yourself up with a good game? What does playing a team like Nettleton, what kind of challenges do they present to you?
Well, it takes heart to try to beat a team that got 4 shooters in every corner. Well, to me, they was all a threat. Just not one player. So.
Up next, we got the Searcy Lady Lions heading to Searcy. They've struggled as of late. I know last night against West Memphis, they struggled as well. But that's no excuse to just look over a team like that. What do you need to do as a coach to make sure your players don't overlook a team like this?
Well, we're actually not going to talk about any records right now. Because to be honest, we're 0-2 and we should be 2-0 or at least 1-1. With the talent we have. Like I said, we're missing one kid due to a shoulder injury. That's a legitimate sub. So we have to go in and not think about their record. They are definitely better than they were last year. They didn't win any games in conference last year, and they're actually playing better in the non-conference. When they played non-conference play, they won like 4 or 5 games. So they are better, and we are to expect that. But we overall today we're gonna work on our stuff and how we need to become more efficient and effective, in our scoring capability and execution in a half-court set.
Joy, we all know that everybody wants to have a good game, but besides yourself, who's a player on your team that you think needs to have a good game if you want to beat the Lady Lions?
Everybody. Everybody.
Hey, we can get 5 to just buy in and go out here and trust each other. I think another thing is I asked them about trusting the coaching staff. I say, but do you actually trust each other? If they can just go in and trust each other, to make that pass, don't second guess themselves. I think that we become a better ball player.
All right, well, we'll see Friday night at the Searcy Gymnasium. We'll be right back with the Patcast.
Mitchell Family Medicine provides exceptional medical care and compassionate hope to the whole family. We accept patients of all ages and are here to serve you. We take care of chronic conditions, annual physicals, acute care medical needs, and so much more. For your convenience, we have an in-house x-ray, lab, and pharmacy. Come see us at our new location at 924 Highway 77 in Marion, or find us online at mitchellfamilymedicine.com. Mitchell Family Medicine. You can depend on us for life.
Game night doesn't end when the game does. Keep the celebration going with Game Night Happy Hour at Sonic. Happy Hour is no time to be hungry, so be sure to get some cheese sticks for 99 cents, or if something sweet is how you want to celebrate, get a 99-cent mini blast. Don't forget your student ID to get your student discount. Even if you can't make it to the game, just make it to the Marion Sonic, where we broadcast all the away games. Win or lose, it's about where you go after the game. Head to Sonic, where you skip the line and visit a stall to dine.
And now we're sitting down with head boys basketball coach David Clark. Patriots 1-1 in conference play so far. A tough loss to the West Memphis Blue Devils, then bouncing back, getting a 21-point win over the Nettleton Raiders. Let's start with last Friday's game against the Blue Devils. Crowd like that, it's always a wild crowd. What did you want to see from this game, and how do you think you executed against the Blue Devils?
First of all, I would like to say thank you to the Marion Patriot Pride that supported us for that game. The cheering section was and the fan support was unbelievable. I think our student section, they were unbelievable. The amount of people that came out to support the Marion Patriot basketball team was just tremendous. What we wanted to actually do in that game was slow the game down a little bit and make Chris play a half-court basketball game. He's got a lot of stuff going in transition on the previous games that we watched, and he's really what makes their team go. We limited his touches, we limited what he done, but we didn't kind of get out on the shooters, and we kept it close the whole game, and then their guards stepped up and made some big-time plays that helped them win the game.
Yeah, West Memphis out shooting, I believe it was 5 made three-pointers compared to our 2. The second time around when you play them, is it going to be more of an emphasis on the guards, or is it still going to be on Chris? Where's the emphasis going to be?
The emphasis is just going to be on us doing what we do well and making ourselves better. Our offense, the first game, was very stagnant. We gotten over there because we put in some new plays, and it was just our guys trying to learn the new plays and concepts that we were trying to get across to get a win. But the next game coming around, I think our offense is going to be set in place to where it's not going to be as stagnant. It'll flow better. The guards will play way better, and we should have better outcome.
You guys had a chance to bounce back at home Tuesday night against the Nettleton Raiders. 21-point win for the guys. It seemed like they were more aggressive on the boards. It seemed like there was just an intensity that was kind of missing in some of those non-conference games, maybe a little bit in that first conference game. What did you like in the second game?
We got back to the basics, which is playing defense and concentrating on fundamentals and making the easy plays instead of trying to make spectacular plays. And the basics of our team is playing defense, team defense. I think Nettleton had 12 points the first half, and I think we had 39. So I think we had 27-point lead at halftime, and then it got a little relaxed, and Nettleton started hitting a couple shots because the game just flowed and the clock was going. But the thing that we're going to stick with, the thing that we're going to progress on is our defense. If we play defense and let our offense flow, we should be all right for the rest of the year.
Defensively, it looked like you had some chances to experiment as well in the game against Nettleton. We had some different situations for guys like B.J. Johnson, Timothy McDonald, who played great on the boards. Also got some minutes for Big O, Marion Jefferson. What did you want to see from his game and some of the other guys?
We've been playing him sparingly here and there, but it's just a progression and it's a maturity rate with him and Jaden Forrest and the rest of the young guys of learning our offense and learning the concept of how we play basketball. They're starting to get it, starting to come around for us, so that's why you seen better play for them in that game.
Up next, we got the Searcy Lions taking both games from them last year, going to Searcy. We talked about the big guy for them is Hicks. Like you said, how he goes, the team usually goes. Defensively, what do you want to see against Searcy?
We just want to slow Hicks down. I think he's averaging somewhere between 22 and 25 points a game. He's their team. I mean, he's the focal point of the team. Like I say, as good as they go, he's going to go. Or as good as he's going to go, as they're going to go. And last year he had 38 points on us. I mean, he really hit us up, and we didn't recognize his talent and his abilities. In the second game, we realized it, and we kind of slowed him down. So they slowed down. So that we're going to have that same concept this year, slow down Hicks, and we should be all right.
That first game last year was the close one. I believe that one actually went to overtime. What do you want to see from your guys to make sure we don't have to worry about overtime in this
defense? If we play defense and we're not about scoring, I think our guys wasn't even mentally in that game last year because we had so much going on, and there was a lot of games going on, and our guys just wanted to play the game and get out of there, and Searcy came to play. The coach did a great job preparing them for the game. They had a good game plan where they limited the things that we did well, and they kind of, hindered us from doing exactly what we are good at. So once we figured that out, the second game around, we stuck to our guns, we stuck to our game plan, and we came back to success.
Well, Coach, I'm excited for this. It sounds like defense will be the key for this one. Thanks for joining us on this week of the Patcast.